Hey everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it's time for our next Saturday with Stacey YouTube class number 302. Wahoo kachoo! Now I'm taping this YouTube class a little earlier than normal in my week because I'm going to be traveling. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I will be able to live chat with you as you're watching this Saturday morning, if you join us at 8 a.m. sunny California time when it all goes live. And I do hope to be on the computer live chatting with you. We'll have to wait and see. Now today I have got the next collection of Simply Defined dies and hot foil plates. And this collection is the continuation of a collection that I started in April. And the April collection was April Showers. And normally you would finish that with Bring May Flowers, but for us, it's Bring June Flowers. So in April, I released 3 Kaleidoscope dies, and I hadn't done kaleidoscopes in quite some time. I needed to get in that mind frame of layering dies. And then when I did them, I did 6 of them all at once. So I went ahead and broke the collection up, 3 dies in April and now 3 dies in June. Some of you might be asking, what's a kaleidoscope die? Well, kaleidoscope dies are part of the Simply Defined collection, and Simply Defined are dies that are designed and manufactured by me. The kaleidoscope dies were done for my mom. And so the very first kaleidoscope die I did was called Sandra's Bouquet. And kaleidoscope dies are made of 4 dies that are meant to layer on top of each other. So they are layering dies. The dies are full A2 size cards. So they're big dies, and they work independently of each other, or you can put them all together to make one complete finished look. You have lots of options with kaleidoscope dies. The best part is that we retail them for $29.99. And yes, they're layering dies that are A2 size. So you didn't hear me wrong. I know that there are other wonderful companies out there who also make layering dies, although I think I was one of the first. And their dies are beautiful, and they also are A2 size, but you buy each die separately, and they can run anywhere from $20 to $26 a die. So if it takes 3 or 4 dies, multiply that by your $25, that's $75 to $100 sometimes. Where mine, they come fully packaged, all 4 dies for $29.99. They are a deal, that is for sure. And that's my way of passing on savings to you and keeping crafting affordable. So in April, I showed you how to do a kiss cut technique with Stacey tape and paper and embossing powder, and actually embossing right on the Stacey tape, putting the powder right down and heat embossing because Stacey tape is heat resistant. The dies did really, really well. You guys really liked them. We do have some of the April collection left, but it is very limited. So if you didn't see the Simply Defined collection for April, you can go back and look at that YouTube, and we will include those dies in this YouTube so you can see the whole collection. I'm going to be doing a kiss cut technique in this YouTube too, but kind of towards the end, because I want to show you something else that's new for us. One, I have my glitter back in stock. It finally came back in. Oh, the first round of glitter, oh my gosh, it was in the wrong bottle, and it was awful. But it sold really well because we gave you such a value. So it's finally back in stock, and I was only going to do one color of glitter, a transparent color of glitter, for a very special technique that I like to do. But a lot of you emailed me, and I get the emails, and I see them, and I do read them, good, bad, or indifferent. I read your emails, truly I do, and sometimes I'll even pick up the phone and call you if it's something that I feel, oh my gosh, let me call this person. And yes, I have picked up the phone and called you without any, and so anyway, I listened to your suggestions, and we had lots of emails that said, Stacey, I love the glitter technique because it's really easy to do. And the transparent glitter with your Tombow markers, it's easy to do. But I don't always want a glittered look, but I still want the technique because it's the easiest way for me to color. Okay, so I made a glitter without any glitter. I didn't know if it could be done. But we made glitter without glitter so that you'll be able to do this exact same technique without having all the flashy glitter to it. Now, I'm going to do the technique side by side so you can see it both ways and then decide how you like it. And then after that, I'm going to do the kiss cut technique, and I'm going to be playing with glitters, microfine glitters from Creative Expressions. And let me tell you, microfine glitters are getting super hard to find, and what you can find out there tends to be really expensive. Oh, that's why I thought I'd only do one microfine glitter in the transparent. But then I got all your suggestions and decided, okay, we'll do two. We'll do a glitter that has no glitter and the transparent really pretty one. I went looking for microfine glitter because it is the best glitter to use for these techniques. It truly is. But they're getting fewer and fewer to come by. So, and like I said, the ones that are out there can tend to be a little pricey. What is microfine glitter? Well, it is a glitter that is ground so fine that it's almost like a dust. It's beautiful and it's easy to use, but because those granules are so fine, it makes beautiful sharp edges. It just beautiful sharp edges. And then there's ultrafine glitter. Now, ultrafine glitter, the granules are a little bit thicker, a little bit heavier, a little bit chunkier than microfine. Does it work? Yes, and it does a fine job. Microfine, I always have felt, always does a little bit better. But if you have ultrafine glitter, you're going to be able to do this equally as well. Then you have regular glitter. And gosh, I don't know if I can get this on camera. Okay, my nails. Can you see my nails? I don't know if it's going to zoom in or not. My nails have like regular chunky glitter on them. And that glitter is too chunky to do this technique with. So ultra fine seems to be the way most manufacturers are going, but Creative Expressions does do a microfine glitter, and they do it at a price that's totally affordable. So I have that to play with too. We've got a lot going on today. And winner chicken dinner. Now I'm taping this early, this YouTube early, because I'm going to be traveling. So I don't have the free make and take to show you today. But I pulled a super, where did I put it? Oh, it's right there. I pulled a super pretty sample that SMS girl Belinda did. It's beautiful. So I'm going to show that to you. But first, let's talk winner chicken dinner. And that is from YouTube number 300. So when I do YouTube number 303, I will announce the winners from 301 and 302 in YouTube 303. I gotta keep it straight. Now, I have 6 of you who have won $50 gift cards to Scrapbooking Made Simple. And if I were you, and this is just me to you, I would not use them until the Shop That Did Not Hop event. I'm just telling you straight out. You could take your $50 and you could spend it the minute you get it. And if that's what you want to do, you go right ahead. Or you could wait till the Shop That Didn't Hop event and you could buy product at pennies, sometimes pennies on the dollar, and take your $50 and make it feel like it's $300. It's up to you. This is from a consumer. If I were getting this gift card and I were a consumer, that's what I would do. As a retail store owner, is it like the best thing for me to tell you to do that? Probably not, but it doesn't matter. That's what I would do anyway. So I want you to get the most bang for your buck. But once you have it in your account, it's yours to spend. Now, if you are a winner chicken dinner, you will need to have an online account with us. Or if you're a local peep, come on in and we will just give you a gift card. Are you ready to hear who won from YouTube number 300? Ha! Those calendar tabs, they were darling. Weren't those calendars just adorable? Okay, let's go. We've got our first winner chicken dinner. Oh. Molly. Satina dough? Satina dough. Molly Satina dough. I know that's not right, Molly, and you're going to forgive me for that. But it really doesn't matter because guess what? You just won $50. Woot, 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 woot. Okay, so we're going to hold all of our woot, woot, well, our woohoo ka-choo song, winner chicken dinner song, till everybody's done. Jeannie. Our next winner is Jeannie. Jeannie Kaj? Jeannie, is that you? Because if it is, you just got $50. Woohoo! Woohoo ka-choo for you! The warehouse is closed. There's nobody here today. I can be as crazy as I want because nobody's going to be looking through the window. Or they can hear me and I hear them laughing at me because the wall is right there. And I was like, oh, they can't hear me today. All right, Justin. Justin Frenchette. I never can say your last name right. Justin. Woohoo, ka-choo, Justin. You are a $50 winner chicken dinner. There you go. We're 3 down, 3 to go. Helen. Oh, Helen. Bless your pea-picking heart, Helen. I can pronounce your last name. Oh, you just make my heart happy. Helen Summerton. Hello, Helen Summerton. Is that you? Wahoo ka-choo. And then we have Robin. Oh, and Robin. I can say your last name too. I probably should have started with the easier names first and then progressively gotten harder. Robin Gregory. Hello, Robin Gregory. You are a $50 SMS gift card winner chicken dinner. And last but not least, Emma. Well, the Emma part is easy. I'm going with Rushman. Emma Rushman? Emma, is that you? Hello, Emma. Okay, so we have Emma, and we have Robin, and we have Helen, and we have Justin, and we have Jeannie, and we have Molly. Are you all backing up your video, your YouTube to say, did you really say my name? Oh my gosh, did she really say my name? Can I really use that during the Shop That Didn't Hop event? Ah, yes, you all 6 of you, you're winners, chicken dinners. You're winners, chicken dinner. Wahoo, ka-choo for all of you. Yay! Now, how do you claim your prize? Go to scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Look for the link that says winner, chicken dinner. Follow the directions. You have 30 days from the original air date of this YouTube to claim your prize. And like I said, we'll just put it right into your lovely little online account for you to spend on anything that makes your heart happy. Anything that makes your heart happy. Wahoo ka-choo. Oh. Okay, so today I've got Tombow markers for you. I have got sparkle, what do they call this? It's very hard for me to read it. Sparkle shakers from Creative Expressions. I've got brand new dies from Simply Defined. I have got a brand new glitter from Simply Defined, the glitter without glitter. And we are going to tilt down and we're going to get started for today. I have got a lot to show you. So I'm going to start with the brand new stuff, the glitter without glitter, and then I'm going to move to the kiss cut so you can see. And I'm telling you, with that kiss cut technique, your options are limitless, truly. But we'll get to there. All right, are we ready? Tilt down and start going? Okay, down we go. Bye, everybody. So you should know this is my second time trying to do this YouTube. I was here until 9 o'clock last night, and I was at the hour and 15-minute mark. And my camera said, oh, I think I'm done for the night. And I said, no, you can't be serious. So I am back today with coffee in me, and we're giving it another whirl. An hour and 15 minutes. I was getting to the samples, and the camera just said, no, I'm tired, I'm done. And it was 9 p.m., so I went home. Okay, this is a Kaleidoscope die, and this sample was made by SMS girl Belinda, and it's beautiful. Kaleidoscope dies, again, are layering dies, and I'm gonna pull one over for you just so you can see what they are. So, this is a Kaleidoscope die. They're a true A2 size die, so the dies are each A2 size, and that means they'll work with your Cuttlebug, your Big Shot, your Big Kick, your Grand Caliber, your Platinum, your Spellbinder's Platinum, your regular Big Shot machine, your Big Kick, did I say that already? Pretty much any die cutting machine you're going to be able to use your Kaleidoscope dies with. So each die, each one is a different layer that ultimately makes your final design. but you can use the layers independently of each other. They don't necessarily have to work, and I'm going to show you some of that. Then I gave each of the Kaleidoscope dies its own background die, and again, Belinda's used the background die. So there's 6 dies that make up the entire collection. 3 of them were released in April, and the last 3 are being released now. I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to bring over the one that we're going to be playing with today. So there's 3 different dies that we're going to be playing with today. I showed you the sunflower. We're using a different flower, and again, each die set has its own background. So at the end, I'll show you all 3 die sets, but each die set also has its own background, which means if you wanted to, you could, I'm going to tilt down just a little bit more. There we go. You could take any of the backgrounds from any of the other sets and mix them with any of the flowers that you like. So, or you can just use the background dies just on your own. And being that they're a full A2 die, I know that some manufacturers retail this one, something like this, for between $19.99 and $26. But at SMS, you're gonna get the whole set of 4. Whether it be, let's see, it's this one that, no, it's this one. Is it this one? It's this one that goes with this set, I think. You're gonna get all 4 dies for $29.99. So I'm gonna put those off to the side and this off to the side. And I'm gonna start by saying, okay, each die is slightly different, meaning the areas that it actually cuts out is slightly different. This die is die number 1, and I just take a little Sharpie marker and write number 1 on it. This is the very bottom die, and it has the least amount of cuts, but it has an awful lot of opportunity for you to do a squishy and a knock-knock and emboss it and then sand it, or use it with vellum and emboss it and have that vellum come through almost like a pergamano look. But it has very few pieces that cut out, but it's an awesome embossing die. Then you have die number 2, the next die, which is going to lay on top of this one. This has a few more cuts in it, a few more pieces that fall out, so that you're starting to build the dimension of the die. And finally, your die number 1 is your outline die. It's the one that puts the final detail around everything. And we're going to be using today, we're going to be using die number 2 and die number 3 most often. That's what we're going to start with. So I'm going to put those to the side, and I'm going to bring over the glitter really quick. So these are the 2 glitters that Simply Defined will have. This is the glitter that we had last time. Oh, and look at, there's, I see from my, oh, I'm never gonna get it out. I thought I could see it. Well, I do see it. Now can I grab it? I don't know. So this is the glitter that we had a while ago that we gave you a super special deal on. This was the size it was supposed to come in, and it is a microfine transparent glitter. And I wanted it for a very specific reason. There's a technique that I love to do, and it requires a microfine transparent glitter. So we brought that back, but then again, I told you I listened to your suggestions, and there were many of you who said you want to do the technique, you love the technique because it's a very easy way to color, but you couldn't because you didn't want to use a glittery. Maybe you're doing a guy card or a sympathy card or something that you need a little bit more subdued and not so woohoo bling. Well, I did a glitter without glitter, and that is what this is. This is going to allow me to do the exact same technique without having so much sparkle to it. So I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna do the technique side by side. And the first thing I'm going to do is just grab 2 pieces of white paper because I want to do this side by side. Then I'm going to take some Stacey tape. Yes, you have to have double-sided adhesive to do this technique. Does it have to be this wide? No. If you had something that's not as wide, you can build your width if you need to. Do you have to have my tape? No. My tape is really, really good. I'm not gonna lie. Is it the best on the market? I have no idea because I don't use other people's tape. However, I know that Scrapbook uses Sukwang tape, and my tape was based off of Sukwang. My tape's a little bit stronger and a little bit longer than Sukwang, and it says Sukwang. The reason I'm calling it Sukwang is because if you have it, it has a liner that says Sukwang, Sukwang, Sukwang. It's sold by Scrapbook. Can you use that tape? Yes. If you own it, absolutely. You do not have to buy mine. Do you have Elizabeth Crafts tape? Yes. If you do, again, you don't have to buy mine. Both of those products are quality products. I don't worry about you buying that product and being disappointed with it. Is mine better? I don't know. You'd have to try it and see. I just know mine's a little bit longer and a little bit stronger, and I think it's a little bit less money. But I don't want you to feel that you have to run out and buy something when you may already have something that's equally as good. Can you use the tape, the double-sided tape from the dollar store? No, it is not as good. It just isn't. It's important that there's many different qualities of double-sided adhesive, and stuff from the dollar store just does not do this technique as well. It just doesn't. So I'm going to take a piece of my tape and I'm just going to tear it off, and I'm going to put it down on my white paper, and then I'm going to do it again. So I have side-by-side comparisons. Now, as long as I don't pull the liner off to expose my sticky, I could leave this like this for as long as I want. I could die cut with it. I could stamp on the top or die cut on the top and make it a sticker by having the sticky on the bottom. I'm going to put these off to the side for just a moment because I need to die cut. And I'm going to die cut die number 3. Because I want that frame. I want all that intricate detail work. So I'm going to bring over my Sizzix Big Shot machine. I've got my multi-purpose platform completely closed, regardless if you have a extended multi-purpose platform or the standard multi-purpose platform, you're going to want it completely closed. I have my precision base plate. This is sold by Sizzix. It is meant to be used with intricate dies. Intricate dies, precision base plate makes your heart happy. The die will cut into it and all the little pieces just fall right out. Now, you want to have this, you want to use this in place of your bottom plate. So normally I would have a clear plate down here and then my paper and my die and my do not cut plate. But this time I'm going to put my precision base plate down. And you need to be sure that when you're ready to cut, you cannot read the directions. If your precision base plate has the directions facing you, stop! Turn it over. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put down my paper. And I'm going to just trim this down just a little bit. And I'm going to put my die at a slight angle. Just a slight angle. Or I could take my whole paper. If I trim my paper down a little bit more, I can take my whole paper and put my whole paper at a slight angle. And the reason why you want to do that is, 1, the die feeds into your roller better. It doesn't make a loud ka-thump. 2, the pressure is different when you put it at an angle, and it helps cut everything through. Dies are, when you manufacture a die, it's all about how many linear lines you have in the die. And you can only have so many linear lines because it won't cut if you have too many. So if you put the die on the angle, you help the die cut a little bit better. And when it's on the precision base plate, that even helps more. Then I have my do not cut plate. or a cut plate. It doesn't make a difference. Actually, you probably want to use the ugliest plate you have because the pressure can leave a little bit of an embossing through onto your plate. And I'm going to send it on through. You might hear some creaks, you might hear some cracks. Ooh, so far so good. Ooh. Am I gonna hear ka-thump? Oh, no ka-thump. Okay, good. If you heard a ka-thump, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Doesn't hurt the die. So now I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna rotate it back. So I had it on this angle. Now I'm gonna put it on this angle and send it back. Just because I wanna be absolutely positive it cut. And if you don't rotate the die, it hits the roller in the same way. If it hits it this way and it doesn't cut, chances are when you send it back, it's hitting the exact same place in your roller and still won't cut. Everybody's die cutting machine, regardless of who manufactures your die cutting machine, everybody's die cutting machine has a sweet spot. Your sweet spot may be over here. Mine might be in the center. It just depends. Everybody's machine is a little bit different. So if you rotate that die, you give the roller a chance to hit it in a different way, making sure that it cuts. Now let's see what we got. So ideally, my little bits and pieces, oh yes, that's ideal. I couldn't have asked for any better if I tried. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm just gonna poke all my little bits and pieces out, and that is what you wanna see. So if you are struggling with a die, you may want to get a precision base plate because you will struggle no more. And there is my flower. So I'm just gonna take this and try and hit the trash can. Wish me luck. Oh, so close. Mr. SMS, he just loves me. Okay, because this is his office. I don't have an office. I'm down in the store all day long. Don't know how that worked out, but okay, that's all good. All right, so now by the magic of TV, I already have another one cut. So I have 2 of these ready to go because I want to do side by side. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to expose my sticky. And like I said, it's sticky right now. If you touch this, hello. So you have to put something on it right away because that sticky is going to grab to anything that comes close to it. I want to put my die cut directly down onto my sticky. Now, I can't very well take my fingers and push it down in place. It would be stuck to me. So what's the one thing that doesn't stick to the sticky? The liner that you just pulled off. And you're able to use that liner to push that die down onto, or that die cut down onto that sticky. And then it pulls up because it doesn't stick to the sticky. And I want to push it down nice and good. That way it's down all the way. Why did I put my die cut down onto my sticky? I'm creating a barrier. I'm going to cover this with glitter. And then I'm going to color on top of it. But I don't want the colors that I use to seep out underneath the lines of the die. And although this is microfine glitter and it is very, very fine, I mean, it's almost like a powder. It's really fine. It's still made of granules. Although they're fine granules, it's still made of granules. So if I had thrown my glitter onto my sticky first, and then wanted to stick my die cut down on top. So if I glittered this first and then stuck my die cut down, even though they're super fine granules, it still leaves an opportunity for anything that's liquid to seep underneath. And ink is liquid. You gotta remember that ink is liquid. So if you put your die down first and then put over your glitter, you're good to go. Now, if you wanted to do all of this one color, gosh, you could just go in there. You could use your gilding flakes. You could use your mega flakes and go in there and flake the whole thing and do the whole thing. Anything, you could put foil down over this and do your whole thing in foil. You have options at this point, but it's always easier to put your die cut down on your sticky first. So there's one of them. I still have this one to do, so I'm gonna do a wash, rinse, and repeat. I'm gonna do exactly what I just did, and I'm gonna put it on down. A little crooked, but that's okay, we're gonna cut it out. And I'm gonna press it on down with my liner, just to be sure that it's all down, and you can almost hear it kind of crinkling as it gets pressed into that piece of Stacey tape. Okay. Okay, so the first one I'm gonna do is with the glitter without glitter. Glitter without glitter. So I'm going to put it across the top. And yeah, I'm a dumper, and I'm gonna let gravity do its thing. So I'm gonna kind of let it walk itself on down. And wherever that sticky is, my glitter is going to fill that in and stay. Then I'm going to take an inexpensive makeup brush. This is the e.l.f. line, and now lots of stores carry the e.l.f. line. It used to sell for $1. I understand they've raised their price to $2 for this brush, I think. But just an inexpensive makeup brush. For this, you can go to the dollar store. Okay. And see all that's left? Get that little hair off. See all that's left here? I'm going to put all of that right back into my tub so that I use almost nothing. Now, because I've used a microfine glitter, I have to burnish with my finger. So I have to come around. I'm not pressing so light, not like this, but not like this. I'm giving good pressure, and because your paper is already stuck to your sticky, it's not going to go anywhere, and I just want to push that glitter on in because I want no fuss, no muss, no mess. Oh, but you're like, I don't see any glitter on there. I know, that's the cool thing about it. Okay, now I'm going to bring this one over, and I'm going to just take my glitter cleanup cloth really quick and get some of this up. Okay, so I'm going to bring this one over, and this time I'm going to use the more blingy glitter. And I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to put it all the way across the top. And I'm just going to kind of let it walk on down all the way down across my die cut. And I'm a dumper. It doesn't matter to me because I know that I'm going to end up putting all of it back into my pot. If I need a little over here, just brush some over there. And once I've got it all covered, I can brush it off. Okay. Clean my brush. And now see, all of that glitter is just going to go right back. I don't want that little, there we go. All of that glitter is just going to go right back into my pot. So you use very little. All right, well, I made a mess doing that, but that's okay. I've got my glitter cleanup cloth here. What's this? This is a glitter cleanup cloth. It's like a cheesecloth on steroids. It picks up everything. Embossing powder, glitter, and it's huge. It's like the size of my craft mat. So I cut it down to size and put the rest of it away until I need it, and I'll use this until it just stops picking anything up, and then I'll go slice off another piece. Now again, this is a microfine glitter, so I need to go in there and I need to burnish it. Not only does it set the glitter in place, but when it really has glittery in it, it kind of makes the glitter jump and be happy. It brings the glitter to life. You need to do the burnishing because that's what sets everything in place. Brings everything alive. Okay. So take off any that didn't stick. That's what I've got. Bring over my glitter cleanup cloth and bam. So it's got this tack to it without having the smell. So we do sell glitter cleanup cloths, and this is a Scrapbook product. It's a great product. You could also perhaps use a dryer sheet to pick up and see how that works for you. I love this. It cleans my hands. It cleans everything. It lets me do glitter without having it absolutely everywhere. So I have my two. And they're side by side. Put my lid on. So now I can hold them up for you. And you can see that that's got a sheen, a glittery sheen to it, where this does not. See the difference? You got a friend, a girlfriend having a 30th birthday party, you might want to do a lot of glitter and bling. You have a guy friend doing a 30th birthday party or a sympathy or a get well. Maybe you don't want bling, but you still want to do the same technique. Okay, I'm going to move on to Tombow markers. We're going to put these off to the side for just a minute, and I'm going to talk to you about Tombow markers. Tombow markers. Been around for like dirt. They've been in the crafting industry forever. They're dual brush markers. You've got a brush tip on one side that lets you do big fat lines, and it lets you do small little lines. In fact, you can even do smaller than that. So you've got a brush tip that lets you do this, and then you've got a bullet that lets you do that. All in one marker. They're very affordable. I think we sell ours for like $2.69 a piece, and then we sell them in the sets. So, and I think they retail for like $3.29 or something like that, but we have them on an everyday value with Tombow. They're wonderful markers. They're water-based. You could take a stamp, and if the stamp was a flower with leaves, you could ink up your stamp with the green for the leaves. You could ink up the flower with the red, and then you could do the center of the flower with the yellow and stamp, and all three colors would come through. These markers most often are used for either stamping or something called palette painting. And palette painting is where you take your marker and you put it on something that's non-porous, and then you take a little bit of water and some paint and you palette paint. The markers are blendable when you palette paint, and I use them a lot for palette painting. These are used in my YouTubes a lot. They're just an easy product and an affordable product. So people will palette paint with them. So if you had that same stamped image and you stamped that flower and then you wanted to go in and be detailed with your color and palette paint, Tombow markers are a really great way to go. Tombow markers also will let you do blending. Well, I don't want to call it blending. They'll let you do an ombre effect. So if I were to put my marker down onto my palette, and then I used what they call is their blender pin. I do not call it a blender pin because it does not blend. You can pick that up with your blender pin, and then you could, and what will happen is it will slowly start to run into a gradation of ink. So kind of like a chameleon, or a your Copic markers, only with one marker, and you just pick it right up, and you can go in there and you can get that gradation of color. It just will slowly work its way out. But I don't call it a blender pen. I don't know why they call it a blender pen. To me, a blender pen means that I could take this color and this color and then take a pen. So I've got my yellow and my red, and then I should be able to take a pen and blend those two together. And that does not work. That is not how these are used. So I don't want you to be disappointed in thinking that you can do this. You can't. You either can pick your color up and palette paint with them, or you can use your blender pen this way and come in like this. Or if you really wanted to, you could even take your tip-to-tip blending. I'm putting red right on my yellow because these pins don't contaminate. They don't contaminate. Once my yellow goes back to the original color of yellow, it doesn't matter what my tip looks like. So I have blended. If you've ever seen when they do that beautiful lettering, they do the two-color lettering. They do a lot of it using a tip-to-tip blend. And it doesn't harm your pens at all. Today I want to use them even easier than all of this. I want to put all of this aside, and I want to make it even simpler for you. And this is where having the glitter without glitter becomes important. Because I know lots of you say, Stacey, I am just not good at coloring. It is not what I do well. I understand. I'm not the best at coloring either. I love to do it, but I'm not a rock star at it by any means. I look at these, these samples that some of our customers make that are just so beautiful. It's like, oh. But if you're coloring on a microfine glitter, whether it have no glitter at all, and that's not paper, there's glitter on there, or a little iridescence, you're going to be okay. I'm going to take my red, and I'm going to put a little bit of red on both of them in the exact same place. So I'm just dabbing my red marker. Just dabbing my red marker right into my flower petal. And then over here, I'm going to do the exact same thing, only this one's got the iridescence to it, the iridescent glitter. Now, this is the one time that this blender pen, and again, it doesn't matter what the tip looks like as long as it runs clear. This is the one time that this blender pen really blends. I'm able to take my blender pen and start pulling my color out. And I want to use the side because as I want to lighten my color, my red, I'm going to take it off my blender pen so that when I'm done, I've pulled it out and I've made shading and shadow, all with just a blender pen. This is the one time where it really is a blender pen. And because it's not a Copic marker, we used to do this with Copics. But Copic marker is alcohol-based, and if you're not quick enough, it will start to eat through the tape, no matter whose tape you use. But Tombows are water-based, so you can go over this again and again and again. I could add a little bit more red in and pull it out so it's a little bit darker at the bottom. You can work this a little bit more than if you were working with a Copic because it's water-based and it doesn't dissolve the tape or eat through the glitter. So this is on no iridescence. But then I did it over here. just going to be super quick about it. It's not supposed to take forever. And I just keep taking the red off so that it keeps softening that color. Okay, so I have it on iridescence and not on iridescence. But let's do a bigger piece and let's blend a color this time. Or let's do the yellow. So I'm going to do yellow here. So I'm just going to put some yellow here. And because the glitter is so smooth, it doesn't hurt your nibs. And because I put my paper down on my sticky first, my yellow isn't going through and underneath to my red. I'll put some on here. And then let's get our blender. And it doesn't matter what color nib is, what color my blender nib is, as long as it runs clear, you're good to go. And I'm just going to pull that color out. So this is why people asked for a glitter without glitter, because lots of you are able to color this way. But sometimes you don't want that in your face. Hello, you want something a little more softer, a little more subdued, or perhaps for a guy who doesn't do glitter, but you want to be able to color a truck, and you want to be able to do it quickly and efficiently and pretty without trying to blend colors. I'm going to add, so this is where I'm at right now. I'm going to add a little more to my bottom to darken my bottom up so it has more of a shadow. And because it's water-based, I can do that, and I can go back over it again and again and again. And I'm just going to kind of pull it out. So it has a little bit more of a shadow down there, giving it a little bit more detail and definition. Okay, but you see the sheen. Now, let's do it on my glitter without glitter. And I'm going to pull it out. And pull it out and fill it in. So that it's darker on the bottom and lighter on the top. Okay, here I am so far. But I'm going to go back in and I'm going to add a little bit more around the bottom to darken that up just a little bit so it has a little bit more definition. And then I'm just going to pull that out just a little bit and just soften that color. And I keep taking my yellow off and wiping it off. And I'm just flicking. So you have the same technique with having a little iridescence and something just very soft. But what if we wanted to blend color? Can we blend color? Yes, we can. So let's take here, and I'm going to put some red down at the bottom. And I need to leave negative space. It's important to leave negative space. And negative space is all that white that I'm leaving. If I were to color this whole thing with red, where would my color go when I go to pull it out? Can you see how it pulls? It's super easy. See how it pulls out? This is coloring 101. This does not take, and now I'm going to wipe some of it off. This does not take a lot of practice or a lot of thought. You can be doing this while you're sitting in front of the TV. Okay, now I'm going to take my yellow, and I'm going to put my yellow all the way at the top. And see, I still left white space. And I'm going to pull that yellow down. And I'm going to pull that yellow right into that red. And I am literally just scribbling. I'm just getting that color down there and into that red and blending them. What do you think? And yet it doesn't have the sheen that the glitter has, but it lets you do the technique the same. Because if I were to try and take the red, oh, somebody's calling me. If I tried to take the red and the yellow and pull them into each other, it just doesn't work. It leaves it heavy. You can't get that blend unless you're working on something like a glitter, like a microfine glitter that lets you pull it out. See, I would go back in here and I would even add more. And I would really get this just beautiful. And just flick that right on out. And then take it off. Look at the depth and the dimension you get. So easy peasy. And you can do it with the glitter too. Same thing, you can put your red on here. Leave your negative space. You've got to leave room for that paint or that ink to move. Come in and just move it up. Keep wiping off so it gets lighter as you get to the top. And then add your yellow. And bring your yellow down. And put that yellow right into the red. And then just blend them in. It's the one time that a blender pen really is a blender pen. Can you do this with Copic markers? Yes, that's how we used to do it for a long time. Can you do it with Bic and Sharpie markers? Yes, you would have to have a Copic blender. Just know that you don't have as much time. You can't go back over and back over and back over because the alcohol will slowly start to eat away the gummy and of the adhesive and the glitter. Okay, I don't know, which one do you like more? Soft, blingy. You're doing a cute little old jalopy for a guy and you want to color it. Maybe you don't want this. Are you doing a sympathy card? Maybe you don't want the glitter, but this is a beautiful flower to do it with. Or are you making a happy card for somebody and the glitter just makes their heart happy? You have options. And being that they're $3.99 a bottle, it's a wahoo kachoo. They're $3.99 each. And I promise you, you're going to have them for quite some time. It will last you. You can just go in there and play. Remember to leave yourself some space on the other side or get another piece of paper because you're going to constantly want to be wiping off your blender. And it doesn't matter what color tip your blender is at the end. It doesn't matter if it's got red on it or yellow on it or purple on it. If it runs clear, it's good to go. So I brought this out because you requested it. So I hope you like it. I always worry. I hope they like it. It makes me nervous. And I could just... So this is what I love to do, because I can do this and I can feel successful doing this, that when it's done, it's beautiful. I know I can do this. And those of you who are new to crafting, you're going to find that you can do this too. It's easy. And when you're done, you're so proud of yourself. And then you give somebody something that you handmade and hand colored, and they're so over the top about how talented you are, and we just don't need to tell them how easy it was. You let them think that you be that rock star that they think you are. Absolutely. You made it. It's your art, and you made it just for them. I just love how easy it is. And with a few colors, because they do the gradation itself with the blender pen, with just a few colors, you can make magic. Truly. All right. So I wanted you to see side by side how these work. Whether you have the one with the iridescence or the glitter without glitter, just the plain clear glitter pieces that have no iridescence to them at all. And the difference between them. Now, by the time if we were all done with it, we would then go ahead and just trim it right on out. I know you'd use your trimmer. I'm free-handing it. So we would just trim it all out, assuming we were done. So you could make these ready to go on an airplane, pre-put your glitter on, pre-do your die cut, and just have these in a Ziploc bag with your Tombow markers, and you could be sitting and coloring for however long it takes you to get to wherever you are. So this is the one that has no iridescence. Oh, so close to the trash can, but not quite, but so close. And then this is the one that has the iridescence. Can you use other markers besides Tombow? Yes, of course you can. Do you have, oh my gosh, who else makes markers, water-based markers? They're dual brush as well, and I'm having, Marvy. Marvy makes markers that work just as well, absolutely. If you have Copics, yes, you can use your Copics. I would definitely get a separate blender, a blender pen for Copics, and have two different blender pens, one for when you're really coloring with your Copics and one when you're using glitter. If you have a Copic blender, can you get Bic and Sharpie markers to do this? Yes, you can. Just remember, you can't continually go over and over and over and over. What happens is that alcohol will eventually eat through to the glitter and start gumming up your adhesive. But with a water-based marker and using their own blender, lost my lid. Oh man, it's here somewhere. You're gonna be just fine. Works just fine, and you can go over it again and again because it doesn't eat through and it doesn't gummy up. All right, so I'm not gonna finish these. Honestly, I'm not. We'd be here for another hour, okay? But I am gonna move on because I want to show you the kiss cut technique that I did in the April release of Simply Defined when it was Kaleidoscope dies. Only this time I'm gonna use glitter. And I want you to see, boy, what did I do with my lid? I'm the worst. Did anybody see it? Are you telling me where it is and I just can't hear you? Telepathically, I feel you, but I don't hear you. Okay, well, all right. So we're gonna play with some of the glitter from Creative Expressions. And theirs is a microfine glitter, and it's, again, very powdery, just like mine. So it really doesn't get all over everywhere, which is really nice. But I'm gonna use a kiss cut technique. And to do this, you absolutely positively have to have a crease pad from Sizzix. This is what I call a thud pad. It's a thud. It's not like the knock knock and squishy that I use all the time, because the knock knock really sounds like it really knocks, and a squishy really squishies. But this is a crease pad that usually most people don't know what to do with. I think the purpose of it has really stopped. It used to be when you had a steel rule die and it had score lines and you didn't want it to cut through, you would use a crease pad. But that's really not the case anymore. So this has kind of become an obsolete little tool to use, except for when you want to do what I'm going to do now. All right, I'm gonna grab another piece of paper, and we are going to, once again, cover it with some Stacey tape. And kiss cut technique allows you to use foils, glitter, heat embossing. I mean, mega flakes. You have options in this technique. You really do. So I'm going to put a piece of my Stacey tape down. Remember, as long as I don't pull that liner up, I could leave it like this forever. I'm going to bring my Big Shot machine back over. Well, actually, I'm gonna use, out of the 3 dies that come to make the set that we're using, I'm not gonna use number 1. I'm going to use number 2. Number 1 doesn't give me enough cutout. Really, the only things that fall out are the backgrounds. Number 3 is that beautiful detail die that does all the lining. Number 2 is what puts the fallouts into number 1 and lets you have detail from number 3 on the top. So I'm going to use my number 2 die. That's the one I'm going to use today, is my number 2 die. So I've got my paper with my Stacey tape on it, and I need my die to go right on top of it. So back over with the Big Shot machine. Now remember, we used our precision base plate when we were cutting intricate dies out. This time we want to cut, but we don't want to cut so much that everything just falls out. We want to do what's called a kiss cut. And a kiss cut is when it cuts through the top layer, but it doesn't cut through the bottom layer. And that's what we're trying to achieve. To do that, that's where this crease pad comes into play. It's a thud pad. If you were to try and do this with your knock knock is hard enough and it's gonna cut all the way through. If you try to do this with your squishy pad is gonna get cut into and nothing's gonna happen. So you need a crease pad. And they're like $10.99, and then they'll be on a YouTube Yummy sale. So I've got my paper, I've got my crease pad, and remember, my multi-purpose platform is completely closed because I'm using a wafer die. This is a wafer die. See how wafer thin it is? So crease pad, paper, die cut, kind of at an angle. And then, oh, I found my lid! Happy day for me! I'm very excited. Half of you just turned me off, right? That's okay. It's all good. I love you anyway. Okay. Small pleasures in life. I have to tell you, you must be grateful for the small things in life, truly. All right. I'm going to roll this through, and you're going to hear some creaks and some cracks. You ready? Do you hear that? That is A-OK. I'm also not going to roll it back. I'm just going to roll it once. Move this out of my way. And, okay, you can see that I've got the entire dimension. I've got the whole cut there. But it didn't cut all the way through the back. It's called a kiss cut. Why do you want to do a kiss cut? Well, this is going to let me pull up individual pieces of my flower to where I could glitter them or put embossing powder down, because Stacey tape is heat resistant. So if you wanted to throw embossing powder down, go back and look at the YouTube in April for Simply Defined. I put embossing powder straight down on Stacey tape, heat it with my heat tool, and it melts beautifully. No Versamark needed because Stacey tape is heat resistant. So I can take out specific areas that I want to take out and glitter those the color that I want without adding glitter anywhere else, which is why I said you could do it with embossing powder. I could put embossing powder down there and heat it. I could use my gilding flakes, mega flakes. I could use my foils and push my foils down in just that one space. I'm able to decide what I want it to look like. Okay, so I've exposed 3 areas. I'm going to take my microfine glitter, and this is where microfine really is nice because it's able, the grains are small enough to hold the detail of the image. If the glitter's too chunky, you lose the sharp lines. So this is Creative Expressions glitter. They're one of the few places, the last places, that really does a microfine glitter that's affordable. It's also $3.99 a bottle and on a YouTube Yummy sale, and theirs comes with this little shaker top. So I can just shake, shake, shake. And you want to use less than more because you can always add, but because of the shaker top, it's a little, you can pop it off and put it back in, but it's a little harder to get the glitter back in. Then your most useful tool you've ever had, your finger. And I'm just going to rub it into place. And where that sticky has been exposed, my glitter is going to adhere to. So where that sticky is exposed, I can add a little bit more there, a little bit more there, until I don't feel any sticky left. All right, let's do these over here. And this one down here. And then I can take my brush and I can kind of gather some of that glitter up and move it to where I need it to go. Kind of move it to where I need it to go so that you have very, very, very little waste. Take my glitter cleanup cloth and bam, I have started to glitter, right? I know, I know. Now, the next one I'm going to want to peel up. Let's do the background. So this one I need to be a little careful when I'm pulling it up because I'm pulling the whole frame and whatever pieces are connected to that frame. So you want to pull it up. You only want to pull the pieces that are supposed to come off. There we go. Done. So now you can see I've exposed even more sticky. Now I'm going to try this color, and this you can use as a mask. Oh my gosh, I would absolutely save that because you can use it as a mask for something else, but that's a whole nother YouTube. Okay, so I'm going to try the silver. I haven't tried the silver yet. And I'm just going to put it all around. All around. Woohoo, ka-choo. Yes, I know I got it on my blue, but because I burnished, it's not going to stick to my blue. And anywhere there's sticky, it's going to adhere. Anywhere there's sticky, this silvery prettiness is going to adhere. I can kind of bring it over. I can add a little bit more if I feel sticky because I need to go all the way around the whole frame. I think I got it all. Okay, then I'm gonna dust it off in my trash can. Ooh. And then I can take my little glitter cleanup cloth and just wipe over the whole thing. And oh, I love this. Okay. I never know what they're gonna come out looking like because I don't do them ahead. You just never know what you're gonna get. So, I'm gonna then pull off all my other little bits and pieces. All my other little bits and pieces. Now, if I didn't want to add any more glitter, all these other little bits and pieces, I could take my embossing powder and do embossing powder in here and heat this. The glitter's gonna be fine, the tape is gonna be fine. Absolutely. I could take my gilding flakes and do gilding flakes in here. I could take foil. Use your imagination. You've got options and you've got product. I know you've got things in that arsenal of yours that you could go pull out and mix with the glitter so that you even have more depth and more dimension and more texture. This is where you get to play. The design is done for you. Now you just have to decide what you want the flower to look like. Okay, so I think I have them all. And I'm gonna go ahead and try and hit the trash can. Oh, I did better that time. Happy day for me. And I'm gonna just go with red. I did another one in a blue and a pink and a gold. I'll show you that one in a little bit. So we're gonna just go with red and see what we get. Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. Oh, I bet I didn't pull that middle out. Nope. Just push it right in. Move it around. Oh, and I didn't pull that one out either. So there's two pieces that I didn't pull out. And how do I know I didn't pull them out? Because the red's not sticking to them. No big deal. Just go in there and pull it out. Go back in. Add a little bit more red. We're going very patriotic today. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. I guess that's why they call it sprinkles. I think that's what they call it. Creative expressions. I have to tell you, Lizanne, I love you. I really do, but it's really hard to read the bottles. Could you make that font a bigger or a little easier for those of us who are a little challenged as we get older to see what we're looking at, to see the name of it? I guess I need stronger glasses. Okay, so grab all my red. Just make sure I've got it everywhere. And you can see I don't have a lot on my table. Burnish it off. Glitter cleanup. It's so pretty. Okay, what do you think? But we're not done. Again, by the magic of TV, it's like having an easy bake oven, or what is it? Or being a chef on TV. You know when they open the oven and they put the one they just made in and right next to it is the one they pull out? I already have a top piece done because we are not done. Oh, and I missed a, gosh darn it, Stacey, could you put any more little pieces in this die? Don't ask me that because the answer is sure, why not? Let's make it as intricate as I possibly can because that's how I roll. Okay, what did I do with my red? I gotta have a little bit more red there. Can't be half done. Anything worth doing is worth doing well, and I still didn't get it off. Oh. Okay. Fussy tweezers are your friends. There we go. There we go. Okay, are we loving it so far? Right. But we're not done. I have die cut number 3, ready to go. And I'm going to take, because you could have put Stacey tape on the back of your black paper and then die cut this out so that the Stacey tape would be on the bottom of it, and then it makes it an instant sticker and you could stick it right down. I did not do that. So I'm going to take my glue dots. So these are Simply Defined glue dots. I know everybody's got glue dots and you probably don't need any more glue dots, but if you are visually challenged as I am, mine are colored. My minis are yellow so you can see them. My 1/4 inch are purple so you can see them. And my 1/2 inch are red so you can see them. And they lay perfectly flat. There's no dimension to them at all. They're just a flat glue dot. But I can see them on the sheet, so I know whether there's a glue dot there or not. Only reason I did them is because I couldn't see the glue dots anymore. So I did the 3 colors of the SMS logo. And now when I needed a glue dot, I don't have to go, you can't see me, but I'm going, is it there? Can you see it? Is it there? Do you see anything? You don't know how many times I've asked people that. Is it there? They're like, no, it's not. It's like, okay, thank you. So I'm just gonna put them down on my 4 corners. And my glue dots are really, really inexpensive. Again, we're trying to keep crafting affordable, and you get 304 dots per package, regardless of what size you use. Okay, now I'm gonna put this. Okay, so this is what we have before, which looks lovely. And then if we add the detail, that's what we have after. And it's up to you, however you like it. And then you just trim it on out. And you are done. The key to this is having the right glitter. If you have ultra fine, absolutely give it a whirl. Try, make sure you love it. Chunkier glitter will not work. You need to have a Sizzix crease pad, the standard crease pad. Ta-da! So this is the one that I did earlier. Ooh, all done with the Creative Expressions glitter. And the price is right on. $4 less 20%, that's $3.20. That's half the price of everybody else's. Half the price. Minus $3.99, and it's not gonna get any less than that. You get more in mine, and I can't do it for a lesser price than that. That's as low as I can go. But how pretty, right? One die cut. Stacey tape, crease pad, and you've done a kiss cut. And if you want to see how I did it with the embossing powder, then go back to April, because that's pretty rock star too. And if you've got, like I said, gilding flakes or mega flakes, or you've got foils, or you've got glitter and you want to use it, try a kiss cut to see just how beautiful you can make them. And it's just easy. So we've done kiss cut, and then we've done the 2 different kinds of glitter. Scrapbooking Made Simple, the Simply Defined glitter, with iridescence, without iridescence, but still allowing you to use your markers to do a beautiful, beautiful coloring without actually having to color. The key here is having, if you're using a Tombow or a Marvy marker, you need the blending tool. That's key. Even if you have somebody else's markers, Stampin' Up! Markers, I don't even know if they make markers, you need the blending tool, because that's what lets you pull it out. And it holds the color, and they're just beautiful. And it doesn't eat the glitter, and it doesn't eat the tape. So Oh, I did this one too. What you think? You like that one better? I was playing. Well, I did them, yes. So, all right, this is what we worked on today. And you have lots of options. Let me show you the product that we used. First and most important, crease pad. If you want to do a kiss cut, you need to have the crease pad. Then, all the colors of the glitter by Creative Expressions. Do you know the two colors that they don't do? Ha ha ha, because this is silver. Why they don't do an iridescent or a glitter without glitter. Ha ha. Yeah, these are harder to find. They really are. That's why I did them myself. I had to. But look at all the beautiful colors. And at $3.20 a bottle, it's a value. It's a really good deal. Then I didn't even get to show you. I did my foil plate for this collection. I love my foil plate. I think this might have been one of my most favorite foil plates ever. I love the flower. I love the distressed look. I love the abstract to it. This makes my heart happy. So there's my foil plate. Oh, leftover foil. Oh, okay, so this is the positive and this is the negative. Oh, okay, so she foiled. So here's the foil on the positive and then she transferred the negative foil. Elena's so good. All right. Then we have the actual Kaleidoscope dies. So here is the sunflower. So you get all 4 dies for the $29.99. And then of course Elena put them together. So if you were to put them together, you'd get an idea of what they would look like. But you can use them independently of each other. You absolutely can use the background just by itself without any question. I used number 1 to do the frame. You could use number 1 and number 2 together and not have number 3, and you'd have a completely different look. You can use number 1 and number 3 together. I mean, they mix and match to make whatever it is that makes your heart happy. So this is Bring June Flowers, and this is Morning Daisy. Love it. And then we have the one we were using today, which is Blushing Bloom. And she did the embossing. She's so good. Elena, I love you. You make my heart happy. She did the embossing. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but then you could use a sandable paper and sand that. But there are the 4 dies that you get for your $29.99. And again, okay, so now I need to figure out how they go back together. Am I good there? No. This one has to go this way. And this one, okay, now I'm better. I'm close, but not exact. So this one would go that way. And that, okay, what if I just open it? Oh, can I do that? There we go. Haha. Whew. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is the one we were using together. But like I said, you could just do these 2 together. Or you could just do these 2 together. Or you could just do these 2 together. Or you could just use the background. You have options with Kaleidoscope dies. And at the $29.99 price point, I hope that I'm keeping them as affordable as possible for as many of you as possible. So then we have our leaf, which is, I love the leaf. Some of the samples the girls did with the leaf is amazing. So I'm just going to pop them right out of the ring so I can. Okay, so these are the 4 dies you get with the leaf. And it can go either way you want, any way you want. You decide how you want to have it orientated. But we've got 1, 2, 3, and then my background. Slightly off. And when it's all put together, it's just beautiful. And again, you could just use die number 3, the top die, and you can just use the top die with the second die and have it this way. You have so many options. And then if you kiss cut, it's a whole nother round of options that you've got. Or you could just use the background die. Okay. So then she did, of course she did, she's so awesome. So here she's put them together in a few different combinations for you. Peeks. And here's the flower we used today. In a few different combinations, and then we've got the completed one up at the top. So you can see. And then some of the different combinations, and then the finished one at the top. And then super quick, I'm just going to show you April. So April, I did leaves as my hot foil plate because it goes with the theme. And then the 3 dies, we had the tulips, again with its own background, and none of the backgrounds duplicate. So if you had all 6 dies, you would have 6 different backgrounds. I did the rose, and you can go back to the YouTube in April and see how I used all of these with embossing powder and Stacey tape and a kiss cut. My sunflower. These were the backgrounds, all on their own. Here's the tulip all done. Here's the rose all done. And somehow we misplaced a storyboard, so I don't know where the sunflower is all done, but I have it on the 3. So there's the rose, there's the sunflower, and there's the tulip. These are April, and they're very limited. Okay, now let's do samples, and let's start with Miss Belinda because she did a rock star job. So here's the flower that we used today, and this is Belinda. And you can see she used the foil flower that we did today. Here's the one that I showed you in the beginning. Here's Belinda, and I need to open it to see it. She wants it this way, this way, this way. Belinda and her leaves. And here she did a combination of foil and glitter and paper. Oh, yeah, foil, glitter, and paper. Is that not gorgeous? So pretty. So I expect these to be knocked off by China pretty quickly. For those of you who buy from China, please remember that there are wonderful people like Memory Box and Lawn Fawn and Tim Holtz and me who strive to design new and unique product. Just remember that when you're buying your stuff from China, and that somebody before they got it had to actually take the time to design it. That was all Belinda. And then we have Sharon. I know that I know my dies are knocked off pretty quickly, as are many others. So that's one of the reasons, that and the fact that we can't afford to go back. But that's one of the reasons why we don't reproduce our dies, because by George, they get knocked off awful quickly. And it's just a shame. because my friends, I have such good friends in the industry who do dies as well. We're all friends with each other. And to see Lawn Fawn or My Favorite Things or Memory Box up there when, I know that these people have worked hard to create designs that you will like. Just remember, there's somebody behind that die that you're getting at from China for a third the price perhaps sometimes, but it ain't the same. Okay, Volunteer Katie did these. Is this not stunning? This is gorge. I gotta stop saying gorge. I don't know where I picked that up. I must have heard that on a TV show. Oh my gosh. Love this, Katie. Done with the glitter and the background. It's so pretty. So Volunteer Katie came in, and look at, she just used part of the background die to make just a simple, super cute happy birthday card. So let's give it up for Volunteer Katie, who came in and did some cards for us. So pretty. Then we have Claire. And Claire bought an inexpensive frame, probably from the dollar store. And look at what she did with it. And then she used my hot foil plate with the backgrounds, and I love my hot foil plate. I love that flower right there in your face. This is Claire, and then she used the backgrounds. She layered the backgrounds from 2 other dies from the Kaleidoscope. Oh, Claire, this is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. How pretty is that? And this, she didn't even use the detail die over the top of it. That is just lovely, Claire. Just beautiful. And here's another one with the leaves and the branches. I mean, this is great for everything because it's not floral. So this can be Guy, this can be sympathy, this can be get well, this can be everything because it's not floral. Okay, talk about bling. Hello. Hello. There's some bling for you. Oh my, I don't even know if the camera can appreciate how blingy this is. This is all Claire. And here's another Claire. Oh, she is a busy girl. She went to town. Chris, I wonder if she, no, I'm good. I think I'm right. Am I right? Or no? No. I'm going to say, yes, I'm right. Yes, I don't know. Claire, I'm not sure. Okay, and this is beautiful. How simple and elegant is that? And I suppose it could go this way too, but I think it should go that way. I don't know. But it's so beautiful using just pieces of the die. And then she's used the background and she did a little splat. And one more from Claire. So pretty. And then her mixed media piece. Using the dies. She used the die as a stencil to add texture and dimension. And this is Claire's mixed media piece. And then we're going to go to Doris. You brighten my day. Oh, Doris, you brighten my day too. So pretty. And then we've got a happy birthday card from Doris. Look at how the colors just pop. And then we have a thank you card from Doris. Again, blingy. Hello. I love the bling. I'm a sparkle girl. At least on my shoes. Nothing else. I like sparkles on my shoes. And a tiara. Okay, I like a tiara too. I wear tiaras when I go to Disneyland. But actually they're crowns, so. with heartfelt sympathy. Look at that. Is that a beautiful card? This is all Doris, and that's just gorgeous. She did a beautiful job. They all do. And then Doris has got a layout for you. Look at her layout. She's got all the elements in there. The flowers going up the side. So pretty. And last but not least, I have Elena. And Elena, she was gone in April, so she didn't do any in April. So she's trying to, I think, make up for it, which she didn't have to. But my gosh. Okay, look at how cute is this. And she just ran Stacey tape in strips and did 4 different colors of glitter. And then the background dye from one of the Kaleidoscopes. Talk about easy. And the glitter's a little more subdued because you've got that background dye over the top. So Elena's got the flower in the background from the hot foil. And then she put, and it's in an iridescent, look at that. So you actually have to turn the card to see it come out. Amazing. And she put one of the background dyes on the top. Amazing, because when you're looking at it, you don't see it until you start to move the card. Happiness right there. We have Elena. This time she cut out the center of the flower from the foil. And Elena's happy birthday card, which is, again, beautiful. The girls did a beautiful job. This is just stunning. Oh, I like the next one too. See, I don't see these until you see these. You make the world a better place. I think that's one of my stamps, and that's my must-have circle. Look at that. Elena, and I've got more from Elena. She's got 2 whole piles over here. So hopefully you all are still with me, and if not, well, you missed the best. The samples are always the best. Because the girls, they really put their heart into them. And they all have a different thought process when they see the dies. That's the best part of doing this, is because each of their samples is different. Of course you did, Elena. She's got a little pop-up using the glitter and the background, and she put paper. She must have put it on, layered the paper in on Stacey tape, and then it easels down, and then it easels up. So this is all Elena. Elena using the hot foil plate. And then Elena hot foiled onto a velvet paper. That looks really good, doesn't it? So hot foil plates are meant to go with your Go press and foil machine, your Glimmer machine, or your Gemini machine. If you've got a foil machine from any of those companies, whether it be a Go press and foil from Couture Creations, a Glimmer machine, or a Gemini machine, my hot foil plates will work with them. And my hot foil plates are also one and done. This is all Elena, right? She was totally overachiever. And here she put the vellum over the top of the hot foil and then stamped with StazOn. Oh, this Just Married is beautiful, Elena. And it flips up too. Okay. So this is Just Married. Congratulations, Just Married. And then it will also do a flip. That's beautiful, Elena. That's absolutely gorgeous. And she just used the background, and she glittered, and she re-layered in the paper piece by piece by piece. But that's easy when you use Stacey tape, because it just sits right in there. Sticks right down. You don't have to try and individually glue each piece back. And then she's got a couple mixed media pieces. So this is Elena. So pretty. She's got all the dye elements in there. And last but not least, and I don't know how I'm going to get this on camera so that you can appreciate it. Maybe it will fit. Look at that. Look at all the elements to this. You should see how many times she cut and layered these. I mean, that's insane, Elena. She must have been fussy cutting on an airplane or something, because this is a stunner. Oh my gosh, Elena. Well done. All right, you guys, I know it's long, trust me, I get it, but I can't not show you all the samples, and I don't want to cheat you out of learning the technique. So let me go back and let me say, okay, everybody, it's me, Stacey, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Where are you going to find all of this? Well, if it's simply defined or simply refined, the only place you're going to find it is with me until we get knocked off. But that's okay. I knew going into manufacturing, I was knocked off when I did fine jewelry. My designs were taken. I knew going in that this was going to happen. So my heart is not broken. I just want you to remember that there's good people out there who really put their time and sweat and heart and love into these designs. And when you buy them over there for a third the price sometimes, one, it's not the same quality, and two, it's not the same design. So remember that. And again, I knew going in that I was going to get that. So that's why we're a one and done. And also because the MOQ, the minimum ordering quantity, is higher than I can afford. But hopefully you shop with your most favorite retail stores or your most favorite manufacturers and support them. I know you all do. I know how important it is. And I can't tell you thank you enough for that. So you're going to find Simply Defined and Simply Refined at Scrapbooking Made Simple. We'll have the Creative Expressions glitter on sale. However, if you've got a local store that has that Creative Expressions glitter, go buy it from them. Shop with them first and then go online for the things you cannot find. The Simply Defined glitter, my two glitters, you're only going to get them here. But Tombow markers, if you've got a local store, go visit them. Say, hey, I love to craft. Thank you so much for being here. They will be so excited to see you. It makes their heart happy when customers come in. That's what they're there for, to help inspire you to be more creative. So shop local and then go online. All right, and if you have to go online, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Here we are. All right, you guys, I will see you next week. And thanks for hanging with me for my hour and 41 minutes and 44 seconds or whatever it is. Bye, everybody.